you generally sell the same types of things?
No, I like to keep certain categories like DVDs and whatnot, but I'll do like my favorite category in sports is tennis, and I'll sell rackets like 40-50 bucks a pop, and I'll pay $2-3 bucks. Because at estate sales, they don't know what to price them.
Yeah, they're just trying to get rid of
it. And if you can get like sports equipment, like like right now I'm gonna list 25 for Christmas, and I'll sell all of them before Christmas. And we'll go back.
There's 25 tennis rackets?
Yeah, I have 25 tennis rackets. I should make like 2 or 3 grand. Just off tennis rackets.
That's on Facebook?
No.
Amazon?
eBay.
Oh, eBay?
Yeah.
How much do you have to pay a month for that? Or is it a listing?
So, if you start, like I have 650 items, but if you're just doing regular, you don't have to pay. You just pay a fee off of what you sell. It's like 13%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, like this is the stuff that they just lay out on tables, and you just gotta go through. Like you wouldn't think about it, but my favorite thing is like you see all these lights.
Yeah.
I would instantly look that up and buy the whole box if it's sold for like the right amount. So this is all like all car parts. That's coffee.
Hello, I'm Tom, and I'm your host for America's Funniest Home Videos. Just kidding, it's Tom, and welcome to TRBCollectibles at the Kobey Swap Meet Part 2.
And a lot of this is just bought. Like you go to an estate and say, hey, I'll clear it out for free. And they're like, sure. And you take it all here, and you just dump it.
This looks like store closures.
Yeah.
Like a store's going under, you buy everything and selling it.
Ooh, vintage. Vintage toys. See, anytime you see like metal trucks and stuff, like that, this is all old collectible stuff that people love from their childhood that they'll buy 100 times over. You'll find these at like yard sales or barn sales. Like if you get the right Tonka truck, you can make 250 bucks. If it's like that, like almost that condition where it's like not rusted, really nice. You don't know a category, if you look it up, now you know it. It's good stuff.
So in Part 2, there will be pieces of muted audio based on people just playing music, and it's technically a copyright, so I didn't want to get a ding on my YouTube account. But what I'm currently pointing out are how people go to thrift stores and buy shirts like the Goosebumps and the jerseys. Buy it for a very low price, bring it to Kobey Swap Meet, and then find that one individual buyer that's willing to pay $40, $50 for the individual piece. As long as they're clean and they look good, those people will buy it because they're buying it for their own personal use rather than to resell it. The cool thing about Kobey Swap Meet, you're not limited to only selling stuff. You're going to see the masseuse booth over to the right, as well as other booths where people were selling rugs and pottery and plants and you name it. You would find it here, and also the food, they had a lot of different kinds of food, which was awesome, especially if you're going to be here the whole day. There's literally so much to see and so much to do, you can spend your entire day at the Kobey Swap Meet.
Has Chris tried to text you at all?
Now what should I get? Oh, black one or?
This sells for $40 brand new.
Heyo.
Yeah. And I was like, I could take DVDs all day.
Well, yeah, that's like not small enough that you can fit it in a suitcase. You just can't buy anything so big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're looking for
like a compass.
Yeah.
So this was actually a really cool interaction. This guy clearly goes to different locations and just buys things off of work sites and homes that are closing, because you can clearly tell his inventory is a little bit all over the place. So he knows what he has and he probably can get for it in person, and what we're really looking for is to sell it online. So we're going to resell these items, and he has technically a fair price on that blender that we want to look at, and it's the classic 570. What he's going to do, he's going to talk to Jake, and he's going to tell him all about the benefits of the blender, that he tested it, that it works, that he's really looking for $40 cash for it. So what Jake is going to do in this point, because the guy has left, because he's already made his initial offer, he's going to pull up his eBay app, he's going to look up the make and model of the blender himself, he's going to take a look at what the competitors are selling it for, but he's also going to see what it has sold for. And it goes anywhere between $75 to $100. So I asked if I could see the blender. I noticed that it doesn't have its original packaging inside the box, so I'm going to have to do a bit of bubble wrapping. But when I pull it out and take a look at the actual holder for the contents of what the blender would be, it is extremely, extremely dirty. Like, it's been like friendly used a lot, like almost in a store environment. And now the guy notices that I know that it is dirty, and he starts lowering his price, as he will. Eventually he goes down to only $20 for the motor. Yes, we can probably get $30 to $40, but based on shipping and weight, we decide to leave it behind.
See, this is why I wanted to buy that ladies before, because you can sell them for $3 a piece. But then if you sell them online, you can get like more. And the longer it goes, and the more retired they are, because people throw away Legos. Like, I have the Darth Maul from 2000 that I picked up in like a haul of like $20 for like 80 pounds of it. Darth Maul sells for $120 by itself.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry. If you buy Legos, you really want the figures. Like, you can sell Legos, yeah, it'll take you forever to get rid of them, but the minifigures are where it's at.
That's what people pay more?
Yeah, that's what, because people want to collect them. Or they need them for specific sets. Or they're making their own, like, diorama. They'll always go for more. And they have an individual, like, these are newer. Like, that's within the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
That's older. As they get older, they become more vintage, and rare. Because Legos cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. I like the negotiate like that.
As we mentioned in part 1, Jake was looking for a suit jacket, whether it be used or new, while walking into the Kobey Swap Meet. We had seen a sign that this gentleman had suit jackets, and he immediately perked up and said he did, vintage ones to be in fact, on the opposite side of his tent. That's being an engaged seller, knowing what your buyer's looking for. Jake was also looking for items to resell and noticed this video game booth, and he noticed the PS3 games on the left. As far as for reselling though, these weren't going to be anything that you would have made a profit on. It was really more so for personal pickup.
Time for $1.
if you didn't already know and want to know a little bit more about me, I am a huge fan of the 1964-1965 New York World's Fair. And when I caught these hubcaps that were for a Ford Mustang, I got excited, but knew that they probably weren't for the 64.5 Mustang. That was the original car that premiered at the 1964 New York World's Fair, and where Mustang got its start. I went ahead, we searched up the hubcaps, but I went ahead and I wanted to check them a little bit more thoroughly, like I did the blender before, and noticed that they needed a lot of cleanup and they had a lot of wear and tear. So we went ahead and left them behind.
Ooh, I see tech that I like. Oh, look at this.
Apple cord.
These are all secondhand now. These are off brands. No. No. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
So it's red on the cap?
Yeah, it's red on the caps. It's a black wheel with red on the cap. But the thing is, all of these are 2000s and older. It's really like 90s stuff. With these, it's all about hidden gems. But a lot of the dealers go through them. You'll have to look through like bins and stuff that they haven't looked through. Right? Minecart.
One thing that's always a good resale are Legos. Like this Star Wars Lego set right on the table that I missed. But you know who didn't miss it? Chris. He came up right after me, picked it up for a great price. The only thing is that it was taped shut. And we didn't want to necessarily open it in front of the seller. He waited till he got home, then noticed that all the pieces and parts were actually for a different set. So therefore the box didn't necessarily go with the pieces that were inside of it. Since he bought it so low, it really isn't a loss. And at the end of the day, we're just having fun being at the Kobey Swap Meet.
This is the stuff that you want to look through.
What?
The junk table. Jake, these full tables, these tables have not been looked through. These small little items, these are just like studio clearouts, estate sale clearouts. You're gonna look at like patches and like you have 4 gigabyte like hard drive holders, and you find that one small little thing and they're looking to just get rid of.
Thank you for watching all the way through to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Guess what? We're not done. The Kobey Swap Meet continues in part 3. Be sure to check it out.